what is the sisterhood to you, and what do you think about the sisterhood?
Okay. Everybody just mute at least. Let's see if we can mitigate. I think the sisterhood is not real. I think when women's relationships, I see them oftentimes being so fickle. There's a lot of times where women are friends and then 6 months later they ain't, you know? Like I've just seen that happen way too often where women rotate friends so quickly, you know? And so the sisterhood, even like the pick me versus the sisterhood and the different names, there's way more names for women. Mammy, pick me, all these things, right? So unfortunately, I think women's relationships are too superficial and there's too much falling out for it to be a real thing.
Who created those names, Hamp? Those labels, women or men?
Um, I
Right.
don't know.
So that's my point. I thought men created those names. So how could it be a demerit against us women? Of having these factions
Why
between
would you
us.
say when men created them though?
Because you said mammy. I'm like, well, we didn't create that name. When you
Well,
said
mammy
mammy,
is an old school term.
right? But it wasn't created by us women. I thought it was a
Yeah.
derogatory term.
No,
Honestly, my
women call the people women mammies, the
mammies
women pick
are
me's.
women that don't take care of their kids.
Yeah, the women call women that to insult them.
Women call you that?
Of
Okay.
course.
I never heard a woman
Think
say
think
mammy.
about this. Why would a man call a woman a pick me who's speaking for the men and saying things that men want? That makes no sense.
Like saying it was mammy was what really made me think like, are these labels that we created or men created? The pick me's, of course, the pick me's of women.
Hyena, all that. All
Hyenas.
that's women.
I didn't think women made the hyena term. I thought men
Yeah.
created the hyena term.
Oh,
No,
I didn't know
women
that.
create all that. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. Honestly, I thought men from the Manosphere created the hyena term. I honestly didn't.
Mm-mm.
As it
That's
relates to
women.
the sisterhood, I wanted to know since that day,
Mhm.
how did women like us get labeled as a sisterhood versus why couldn't we be a pick me? Like what made us so different?
Do you align with the majority of the men's talking points that you guys asked me about regarding the manosphere slash red pill? Or do you guys often have a whole lot more pushback?
Well, we had pushback for the space, yeah, for initially regarding all the talk points, but like you said,
Mhm.
they're
Mhm.
changing. Like they're starting to change to make a little bit more sense.
I agree. I'm
Um,
just saying, back when we had the labeling, it would you guys would generally not align with a lot of those male centric talking points.
and
Any
that
of us.
was the sisterhood supposedly. The sisterhood doesn't align with the men talking about. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's all. That's all it is, really.
Oh, I know. I would. Well, personally, I think I would challenge it a little bit because I think my perspective more so was like we need to understand what they're saying because like I really didn't know these conversations were being had amongst so many Black people, because they're really all over
Yeah.
like that. But I
Yeah.
think it just
I,
happened. Can you hear? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I can hear you. I think you get a little bit less pushback because you sit back a little bit more, so we don't always know what you're thinking per se until they start to get on your nerves, and then it'll come out. So I think the labeling.
I think it's just that's what I was just saying. I think that the platform, the whole idea is for us to learn off each other. And like I
Mhm.
really don't understand a lot of the concepts. So when they're talking, that's me taking it in because I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just saying in terms of being characterized, and
Oh,
so like sis, love, ro, when they hear some shit they don't like, they'll say it instantly, right? Even if they don't even hear the whole point, if they don't like it. They don't like it. It is what it is. And so generally speaking, what they may say isn't male centric. It doesn't favor the men. In which case, the labeling comes sisterhood.
Okay, so just because we don't favor what the men say in terms of how most of their views, basically.
Yeah, that's what often gets labeled as a sisterhood. It does come off as a tad bit obtuse at times, meaning that it's like at times like y'all can't even hear them, and a lot of it may or may not have credence, but don't even get to that point. You know, but there are some points that have been dismantled, like the couple that we named earlier, right? And so oftentimes a woman will get labeled a pick me because she almost instantly aligns with the men. So that's how those terms are, you know, kind of situated.
Question I have. In your opinion, Hamp, who's responsible bridging the gender divide between men and women? Who's responsible, men or women, to bridge that gap?
The divide?
Yeah, I mean, this whole gender wars thing, the whole, sisterhood. I'm always in terms, from YouTube space. The sisterhood versus the manosphere, I guess, would be a good, equally opposing forces. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't want to label it that. Just like men and women just keep on missing each other, right? So it's your fault, man. It's your fault, woman. Like, men, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's these talking points. So how do we bridge, in your opinion, who's responsible for bridging the gap? Or can the gap be bridged? I guess is the other part of that question.
Yeah, I think the gap be bridged. I think I rather hold men accountable. I think men take instruction better. I think I can get men's mindsets to change more quickly than the women, to be honest. So I would rather go and talk to the men and say, hey, this is what you need to change to get the results that we want. And I think it would be prescriptions, right? So a set of moral standards and principles that you stand on and don't waver from. And women think that shit is attractive, whether or not y'all say it. When a man has order in his life, y'all can tell the difference. And stop listening to y'all. You know, y'all go like the wind. You know, you got standards for a nigga until he pretty. Then all them standards go out the window. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas just like windshield wipers. So don't we
off mute, but
well, keep fussing off mute. But I think when men structure themselves accordingly, I think you'll see a change overall.
Thank you for your answer.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'll follow up with it's kind of the same question, but not really. So I remember saying in an episode before that I believe men control the temperature of the room. Do you think that aligns with what you just said, Ham? Like basically, no matter what, like the woman will fall in line, right?
Yeah. Men should be the thermostat.
Yeah.
100%. You know, men should be the thermostat, right? And here's another thing. Let's say we see all you got, like the majority of women with poor conduct, let's say. Like to Love's pushback earlier, just because it's a bunch of people saying it doesn't make it true. I'm just saying assess it because it is so many people. But to her point, a lot of the shit that is valuable, it's the least amount of people doing it, right? So as an example, straight is the gate, but narrow is the way. Many are called, but few will be chosen, right? 2/3 of the Israelites will literally be cut off. That means only the 1/3 is going to make it. So it's going to be a small number, right? But seemingly that's what you need to start effectuating the change. So I'll say.
So men will have to initiate the change that you spoke of earlier.
Mm-hmm. Say again.
So men are going to have to initiate the change that you spoke of earlier, the mass change, where we all fall together.
Mm-hmm. I think men can make these changes more quickly, right? I think we live in honestly, I think we live in more reality than you guys do because our consequences are different, right? Our consequences happen to us more consistently, right? Society kind of holds men to more consequence. I still believe that. And even the games we play growing up, we don't play house. We play games where we win and lose. And so when men are brought up in that structure, you can kind of put men on the team, you know, and have all the men do a said thing, right? Men aren't just successful in the military because we're men and we're bigger and stronger and faster. We take orders well, right? We understand what submission looks like, you know, and we don't push back at it as much, at least vocally. So I think you can get men to make a change more quickly, and then by proxy will help the community more efficiently.
Okay. I've always wanted to know what you thought about the passport bros, and have you taken a trip to Colombia or any other third world hot pocket? Have you? What do you think about it though? Expound.
Your passport shit?
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a nominal number of niggas.
It is.
But if I can't talk to you, I ain't gonna be kissing you on the lips. For damn sure. Don't speak Spanish.
What do you think about the men making those trips? Slightly costly trips.
I mean, that shit is cool, but that shit is for a time. Like, I just don't see. I'm not a proponent of it, you know. But to be fair, I haven't had that many issues like having access to women. Y'all hard-headed as hell, no question. But the benefits still outweigh the cost to me.
We're worth it, yes. Say loud for the people in the back.
You know.
So how come in the past you had a passport bro panel almost? You didn't say, nigga, that's dumb.
I'm not saying it's dumb. I'm saying that they think that they can align with those women. I never had to like venture out because I was so disgruntled. But they had these experiences where they say the hell with this shit. Right? I would behoove them to stay home. There's a lot of dope women here, but they don't want to weed through that shit. So I guess they think going to a poor third world country where she need a pot to piss in and don't have a window to throw it out of is worth it.
I'd like to know the longevity of those marriages. Has there been a study on that yet?
90-day fiance. I mean,
they getting married. Like, how long are they staying married? Like, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I want to know that part of it because it's all cute and fun in the games and it's exciting to weaponize it against us in the beginning and the first couple years, maybe 1 or 2 years are great, and then after that one, you get her green card or her passport or whatever, and she like get him someone she really wants. Bring her family over there and you support all her family. She don't even walk the blade.
Listen. They are. Here's what happens. You heard them niggas. They sick of y'all shit, man. So even when you say, how long is it really lasting? They can say the same shit to us. How long is it really lasting? The average marriage is what, 5 to 7 years. We ain't married. We only married at a 30% rate. So they could literally ask the same question and when we answer, they'd be like, all right, then shut the fuck up.
No, I'm saying, so why do it then? You know what I'm saying, Hamp?
What I'm saying is the chances over here are slim. So the argument isn't good to even present to them because we aren't doing well. So I can't just tell them don't do it because our relationships suck. So they trying to go see. I just don't have that same prescription to say that all the women over here are trash. But when they go, they can justify it based on numbers.
I thought it was justification is maybe I didn't follow you.
What I'm saying is this, right? What percentage of black women have kids?
Before they get married to the man?
Well, just is it 60%?
It's a majority, yes. Yes, over 50%.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're looking at that. They're looking at our divorce rates, right? They're looking at the Western ideology of women in terms of disrespect. And they're saying, well, shit, it's not working for most of the people here. So if I go over there, regardless of 90-day fiance, it gotta be better. And based on the numbers, they would be justified in their ideology.
How does it? That's the problem I'm getting. How does it have to be better if it doesn't last longer than you?
You don't know that.
It's better for them because
you don't know.
they weren't feeling anything anyway.
Bro, answering again.
Okay. I'm sorry. I feel like
no, I'm just saying. We don't. How do you vet that?
I already gave the answer 2 times.
Well, I'm just asking. How do you know it's better or not?
I'm saying,
like, how do you know it's failing?
Based off of what you said, I'm saying I think that they do it because they don't have any success over here. They're not getting what they want.
Well, here's the thing, and that's the argument. A lot of niggas ain't having success, right? To Rose's point, so they just go like, "Hey, maybe I have success here."
Okay, and with that same vein, how successful are they in the long run?
I don't know. I don't know. I never looked at the numbers. Looked at the numbers.
That's all my point was. Okay, yeah, you try it out, but if it's not successful, you know, depending upon what successful is to you, longer than 3 years being married or 3, I don't know. But I just wanted to know the part 2, because again, it's all sounds good in the beginning, but what is the end? That's all. And there's no answer. No one has the answer, and that's my question. Do we know?
The guys that do it, they said they have success.
Which means what? When they say they're success, can you explain? Because I don't talk to them people. Like,
they
what
have
do they
girlfriend? They have girlfriends. They have wives. They live there. They live here.
They have both.
Yeah, they having women that they have sex with. They're deeming it success. So
until it's not. But anyway, one question, and then I think is there any theory or thought that you had when you first started this YouTube podcast that you previously held staunchly, and your mind has been changed as a result of meeting different people and talking to different?
I said that before a bunch of times when we first started. Women control access to sex, men control access to relationships. And then I was just thinking about when niggas just move around in the earth. That point just wasn't resonating with me well. So that one as an example, I guess, just because we talked about it already.
Is there a different one? Because you said that one already, but is there a different one? But if not, that's fine. But
there was something else. Oh, you know what I never saw? Women not dating or men not dating women with kids. I've never actually seen that in real life. Like, I've never seen my niggas be like, she got a kid, Sean. Kids don't give a fuck.
They don't.
Like, I've never seen that around the way. Now, when you assess it, is it a bad deal? I get, but I've seen so many men do it and be successful. It's like just a thing. Like, she got a kid, she cool, niggas going. Niggas is not dating women with kids. Is it their first top priority choice? You could argue maybe not, but they doing it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Right. I did a wedding every day. There was so many goddamn kids there. I'm like, shit. Everybody got a kid. Nigga, like Oprah is in this motherfucker handing out kids.
You're stupid.
Yeah, so no. You know, but I just see it on a consistent basis. You know. So
now, guys like Joel, do you think they should consider women with children?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not, right?
Yeah, I think. I mean, yeah, you want to maximize your options, especially if you don't have as many. You know. And again, I think men have been edified to understand the risks of it, right? So I think they should make a thorough assessment about the pros and the cons, why or why not, right? But at the end of the day, to just be eliminating 60% of the population and people all night, was it 90% of people date within a race? So people prefer their own people, right? So just to eliminate that many women is unrealistic, right? So the benefits should outweigh the cost with her. But if the benefits outweigh the cost other than her just being pretty, I think the consideration is fine to have. And niggas is going. That's all I'm saying. Niggas is going, right? You know, and it be niggas that have options to be like, don't do it. All right, dick in hand, nigga, don't do it, right? But we just got to be realistic, you know.
Isn't that again another double standard? Is that like, I don't know, like, help me understand this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Men don't want to date women with children. I just saw Joe's comment. So I was just settle, right? Like, he's putting the comment in the chat, which I don't ever get the chat, never got the chat, but I just happened to look at it just now. And he said, "Oh, so now it's supposed to settle. This is comical." But he's the same man that said he doesn't want to talk to women because they're not open because he's short and because he's overweight. Like, I don't understand this mindset because he's not nuanced. I don't think he's very unique in this. I think a lot of men that are in his predicament, women don't want me. Women don't want me. Women don't want me. They want this 6 foot, 6 figure, but they don't want me, so I'm not going to approach. But then you feel you're settling if you date a woman with a child. You see what I'm saying, Hamp? Like, it's not, the math ain't mathing on this to me. Like,
I'm just looking at options, man. Right. I can tell them, don't do it. It's a bad deal. The kids don't fuck with you. They want their real daddy. Niggas know that, right? But niggas know that they don't want to be alone, and they know they have limited options. So men do it oftentimes based on the women they have access to. So as opposed to saying shit that ain't true, the reality is a woman could be dope, but the kid is definitely a flag that you got to assess. But at the same time, if you go, I'm not going to be surprised. You know what I mean?
But also, him to Love's point, Joel, he ain't approaching them no way. He ain't approaching women without kids. So it don't.
Yeah, on Joel head though.
He's in the chat. No, this ain't.
Well, I just know he always talk about approaching women, and we had that conversation. He came up on the panel and he was just like, "Well, I'm not gonna approach if you're gonna say no." Oh, you know what I'm saying? No, you ain't asked, sir. Don't make my mind up for me.
I'm just saying, leave Joel alone. But I'm just saying, right?
We can like
this is the archetype of Joel.
Right. This is what niggas be saying though, right?
Yeah.
Niggas do shit they don't want to do every fucking day. Right? There's a lot of things we accept that could be perfect. Right? Like, I wanted to get, I got my car is a limited edition, right? Or limited, you know, they put the things on there. But they had the premier one, but I ain't want to pay that 10 grand. Right? So the limited is cool. Right? But in a perfect world, I would have paid that 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, we look at it, we understand that there is a potential negative aspect, right? But when men like me, who is a 4 on the scale from 1 to 10, we already got limited options. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I refuse, but I don't want to be alone, right? So all I'm saying is, don't shoot yourself in the foot. We understand what the parameters are.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
With that said, Hamp, we had a show about this, about dating. I'm not going to say your level, but dating the person the same level, I guess, right? Same level as you are, right? And everybody shoot, like you said, all of us are 4s and 5s, but they all want a 10. But the reality is, you're 4 and a 5, and you still shooting for a 10.
That's y'all.
No, I think men do that as well.
No. I just gave you an example.
If you're saying a man will walk up on a 10 and not a bagger, cool.
No. What I'm saying is, but they won't date at all because they want the 10. No,
what it is women be 3s, 4s, and 5s acting like they 10s. That's the annoying part.
Mm-mm.
Did you hear what she just said? There's one in the chat.
She run around looking like the Hamburglar, talking about I deserve. Nah, beloved.
Does it go the other way too, though, Hamp?
So the answer is yes, right? But it's much, 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 much lower percentage because men live in reality, right? It's to take care of somebody else's kids sucks, right? But I know men will do it when they don't have options, right? But you see how men know, man, this is right. That's why they're saying, Joe, don't fucking do it, right? But I'm just saying, what's your options look like? Feel me? But women, because you guys think likes mean something, because they give you a dopamine hit, you think that because a nigga will have sex with you, that adds to your value. That's untrue. But you be surprised how women be acting like they shit don't stink. Feel me? Because of all the approaches you get from men, left, right, and all that, right? So there's delusional people on every side, but I'm saying that men are much, much less delusional in that way.
Okay.
And so men will go after largely and date who they qualify for. While women be acting like I'm better than that nigga. No, you're not. You a muppet too. And gargoyle. You turn the stone in the daytime, turn down niggas. How dare you? You know what I'm saying?
Nuts. How do you guys plan to address? I gotta cut you off. How do you guys plan to address fatherlessness?
What you mean?
There's a whole bunch. We just say 60% of women have children, and when I hear that, especially by Fantastic, he says it like the fathers have no responsibility.
Yeah.
It's you women that have children.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I think if you leave your child, I think as a man you are at fault there, right? The mom that's there, she has fault too, but to exonerate the man makes zero sense, right? If you just leave a child. But I think the laws got to change. It's too much leverage. There's too much assumption for the moms to just get the kid, child support, etc. Even my body, my choice. The laws have to change so that men have assumed rights just like the woman does. And I think we'll see a difference in how the women operate. So let's say like 50-50 was assumed, right? Child support isn't just by some numbers they put in the system, right? The numbers are actually realistic. I think that we would see changed behavior, and I think it'd be much more fair for men, but the laws got to look different. And the people assessing and implementing, different judgments need to see it as black and white, not just men and women. I think it's extremely unfair for men at this juncture.
I agree with that. I saw earlier somewhere somebody saying that DNA tests need to be mandated. And I mean, if that's the case, then I agree with that. I just look at it from a perspective is how many men are going to stop having sex because they got to get a DNA test, and who's paying for it, right?
Yeah, wait, was it a question?
Yeah, so you got to take that in consideration is what I'm saying. When you're saying the laws need to change.
Yeah, up to and including making DNA tests mandatory?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you saying? Would I like it?
Yes, Hamp. What do you think about that as far as the law?
Yeah. Hell yeah, you need to implement DNA tests. I want to put Mari out of business ASAP. Hell yeah, we need DNA tests for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be great. It wouldn't deter men.
Oh,
it would deter the women. You see Mari. One joint on Mari been there 15 times. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. What did you say, sis?
It just seems like the men are exonerated. It just seems like that. The conversation never sounds heavy on the man. And I think it's heavy on the man. You men have even been so quick to tell us we're just carrying the baby. That's it. That's wild. So if you all are going to tell us that's so small it means nothing, then I don't understand why y'all don't take more responsibility and accountability.
So what? For what?
Just these kids. The kids. I don't know. Help me out.
Sis.
It's hard to hear.
You are what your father is. You are who your father is.
What does that mean?
Them kids are more related to me than you. Y'all don't even share blood in the womb.
What do you?
Look it up.
But you wouldn't have it if it wasn't for us. We
And
have
vice versa. Moot point. Vice versa. Moot point.
Just equally important is the point. We're equally as important.
All right, those are my kids. I determine if it's a girl or a boy.
But we make sure that baby is healthy, or you're not going to get a healthy child. So we're very important. So don't diminish our values. All I'm saying, we always do that.
Well, no. What actually happened was, sis made sure to highlight the fact that what you guys do. I was just simply saying that you are what your father is. That's all.
I was saying you all act like it's nothing when we can actually die doing it. Like, it's crazy. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand how you guys continue to spread that energy and that
sis. I mean, come on, man. So what do y'all want? Do y'all want a pool party? Like, what are you asking for? Like, what are you asking for? Right?
Like,
and that's the thing.
Crazy.
Have you seen, sis, how men and people act around pregnant women? People break their neck, getting out the way, helping, letting them sit down, everything. That's not true. When women are pregnant, the men acknowledge that they pregnant and do all types of shit for them. Come on, we gotta stop. You guys gotta stop that shit. Ain't no men kicking her in the ass because she pregnant and waddling. Hell no. That's nobody acts like that. We appreciate the fact that shit looks hard and dumb, and then like how what it does to our bodies, we be like, you be sitting there like, God damn. Like, no, people don't treat pregnant women poorly at all. No, sorry, sis, that's not a thing. Stop the cap.
It feels like it on YouTube, but you're right. In real life, it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah, you ain't never seen nobody be like, oh, nah, niggas get the door, niggas pull the car up, all types of shit, man. You know, niggas running back and forth to the store getting ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas want rum raisin. They don't sell that number, that old CVS. Like, come on, man. That's not a thing. I remember I got one sandwich. It was everything that they had at Subway. I'm like, this is the nastiest sandwich I ever seen. But Subway was 24 hours and that shit was open. Like, niggas do a lot of shit. Come on. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. Stop it. You know?
You're gonna read your super chats, Hamp.
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.